my fellow Americans. So we got big ass breaking news. Our president has literally killed the head of state of a foreign government, Ayatollah Khomeni. Pardon me if I botched that, but so the Ayatollah of Iran is now supposedly reported to be confirmed killed in these airstrikes. So it was over 200 Israeli fighter jets with over 500 bombs that bombed dozens and dozens of Iranian cities, regular cities, and targeted the heads of state of Iran's government. And here's how I'm going to break it down. This doesn't change a fucking thing for Iran. And what I say to Iran is, if you know, for the goodness of the United States and peace around the world is, and to stop attacks on your own soil as Iran, you need to develop nuclear weapons. Does not mean to use them. Does not mean to use them, right? The United States, Russia, all these massive countries around the world, Europe, they have nukes. Guess what? Guess what? We still haven't nuked. The only country that's ever launched a nuclear weapon in the world on another country was the United States of America. Okay? The only country. And we have the gall. To worry about nuclear weapons? Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking hypocrites, man. Fucking hypocrites. Anyways, the reason why people have nuclear weapons as a country is this exact reason. The United States did the exact same thing in Syria. They did the exact same thing in Libya. They toppled these foreign heads of government and killed their leaders. Okay? That's what they did, right? So you need to have nuclear weapons. Does not mean to use them, right? Because there is literally truth in the quote of peace through strength. Peace through strength. Peace through strength. You have a nuclear weapon, a foreign government or foreign body will not invade your country if you have nuclear weapons. Mark my words. Mark my words. The United States will not do that if you have nuclear weapons. Because they know it's mutually assured destruction. So the only way to actually have a peaceful world is to have nuclear weapons, ironically enough. It sounds counterintuitive, right? People that don't study this stuff in politics and stuff, it sounds counterintuitive. A weapon that can kill millions of people around the world and make our earth uninhabitable is the actual biggest thing to keeping world peace. No joke. Because nobody wins in nuclear war. But anyways, to get off of that and into the specifics, right? They're trying to say that Iran was developing a nuclear weapon. That's false. That's not true. They weren't. Actually, they actually had nuclear power plants. They were developing nuclear power to power their power grid. But there was no actual evidence. And actually look this up because Trumpers and people around you will believe this shit because they're stupid. Okay? They're fucking stupid. They don't know shit about this country. They don't know shit about our policies. They don't know shit about our foreign policy because they're stupid fucks. They're getting American service members killed. They're getting foreign children in Iran killed. Over 84 Iranian children fucking killed. Okay? They don't know a goddamn thing. How it works was Donald Trump in his first term ripped up the Iran nuclear agreement, which meant they had foreign inspectors from other countries around the world, including the United States and its allies, to go and inspect the enrichment uranium program of Iran's nuclear program. Guess what? And they found not one iota of evidence of them enriching to a nuclear weapon. Not one iota. Actually, look up. There's articles on that. Real media, not fake. It's all real. It was an independent inspection agency that actually checked the enrichment uranium grade, and it wasn't high enough of an enrichment to classify it as a nuclear weapon or signs of them developing a nuclear weapon. So it's all bullshit. See, this is the same thing in Iraq. This is the same thing in Libya. This is the same thing in Syria. This is the same thing all across every single conflict since Vietnam. It's the same bullshit destabilization to create a fucking war so that the rich can make more money and make more power. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. That's what it's about, right? That's all it's about. That's all it's about. There's no reason to do this. And didn't Donald Trump say, what was it, a few years ago when Barack Obama was president, didn't he say, Obama's got low approval numbers. He's going to have a war with Iran to bring up his poll numbers. I don't want him to go to war with Iran to bring up his poll numbers. Oh, wait. Isn't that exactly what Donald Trump is doing now? Exact fucking quote. Doing the exact fucking thing that he says his predecessor did. Which he didn't, right? He's doing that. He's doing that. He's trying to start a war because he's so unpopular, thinking in his head. He's projecting that out, but he's actually thinking that in his head, that that's the only way to bring up his poll numbers, is to start a war with Iran. And to kill foreign heads of state. Guys, this is war. This is war. This is a deliberate attack on a sovereign country that did not attack us, did not target our military people. They never invaded us. They were no threat to the United States. We live oceans and oceans and oceans away from these people. No reason. No fucking reason. No reason. It puts our service members in harm's way. It puts our military bases on high alert and of them being killed by a retaliatory strike. And you know what? They have every single right. They have every single right to defend the sovereign land and country of Iran from a foreign invader, such as the United States. Could you imagine if Iran did that to the United States of America? Just comes around, they don't like us, they don't like the way that our government works, and they bombed New York City, and they bombed Chicago, and they bombed Los Angeles. What type of fucking precedent are we setting? It's fucking power, man. Does anybody ever fucking see this? It's a scam. This guy's incompetent. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He needs immediately 25th Amendment his ass and fucking impeach his ass. Again, impeach his ass for the third time. That's embarrassing. He's the only president in American history to be impeached twice. That's embarrassing. And they want to say that it's a witch hunt. No, what you're doing is fucking illegal. You need a declaration of war by Congress. And you're getting our fucking Congress people. You're getting our service members in harm's fucking way because of a rich fucking billionaire. That a country did not invade us, did not attack us, but we go and kill their fucking children in a school. We killed 84 Iranian children dead in a fucking school, an elementary school at that. The American federal government has blood on their hands. Israel has blood on their hands. And they want to talk about the Holocaust? Are you fucking kidding me? These people are committing a Holocaust in the Middle East. Where's the remembrance for those people? They're committing a fucking genocide in Gaza, for Christ's sake. They're trying to, you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to do what's in the Bible, which is the greater Israel. And they're trying to sacrifice the red heifer. Okay? They're trying to expand out. They're trying to expand out into the Levant. And they're literally trying to expand into all these other sovereign countries. And they're puppets of the United States government. They are puppets of the United States government. A shady government at that. This is a war crime under the International Criminal Courts. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is a war crime. The United States is a direct sponsor of terrorism. This current administration is a direct sponsor of terrorism. And so is Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu already has a actual International Criminal Court warrant for his arrest by the International Criminal Court, which actually prosecutes war criminals. Okay? Let that sink in. And they want to talk about the Holocaust. Really, these same people seem to forget the past, and they're doomed to repeat it in the future. Those who forget the past are deemed to repeat it in the future. And they did. And they did. So, how I look at it with Iran is, it doesn't matter. You got the Iranian and the Persian people rallied around the flagpole, and they are all in support for their state, for their government, to repel American and Israeli aggression. And you know what? I'm with you. If our American military service members get killed or bombed in these military bases that we have 800 across the globe, or actually 750, over 750 plus military bases around the world, that's on our government leaders. That's not on them. It's on our government leaders because they're defending their territory. You killed their fucking Ayatollah. You killed their head of their state. And you guys expect to be welcomed with open arms for a revolution in Iran when you killed their Ayatollah? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's how stupid and incompetent this president is. He thinks that they're going to have an uprising and cheer for this guy being killed. Maybe some of them. Maybe some of them might like that. But most of them are going to go, no, fuck you. Fuck you, United States, and fuck you, Israel. That's what they're thinking in their head. You just created you just woke up the sleeping giant. That's what you did. Oh, and on top of it, Iran actually targeted and destroyed a United States radar system in the area around Iran. So honestly, hats off to you guys. I'm glad that they were able to do it without harming American service members. But so actually, American aircraft in the area, the aggressors in this case, because again, we weren't attacked, we weren't harmed, we aren't being fucking invaded. We attacked a country that did not attack us. We are starting offensive wars. So, like I said, our aircraft in the area is actually flying blind. They're actually flying blind. So they don't even know if there's actually anti-aircraft in the area. They have no clue. And you know what? Fight them. Fight them tooth and nail. That's what you got to do. Protect your country. You have to. Because and my message to Iran and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard is you guys have to develop a nuclear weapon. Not to use it on the United States or its allies. Not to start a World War III. It is to get to peace. Ironically, it is peace through strength. They want to blame you for that when you're not developing a nuclear weapon. You need to develop a nuclear weapon stat. And you need to have it as a deterrent. Therefore, there's no Americans getting killed in this war with Iran. And nobody's actually getting killed. You need to develop a nuclear weapon as a deterrent. Hence, that's why every country's done it. You know the invasion in Ukraine? You want to know why they were invaded by Russia? In the 1990s, when the dissolution of the Soviet Union collapsed, guess what happened? After the Soviet Union collapsed, Ukraine gave up all of their nuclear weapons to Russia. And what happened just 20 years later? Russia went and invaded Ukraine. So there is a reason why you have nuclear weapons, is to protect the sovereign state of your country. That's why. That's why. It's not to ever actually use them, although you have them just in case. It's actually used as a deterrent. So there is peace through strength. Peace through strength. That's how it works. So you have to develop a nuclear weapon. We don't use it, but use it as a deterrent, as a bargaining chip against the U.S. and its allies to actually create world peace. Ironically enough, the weapon that can cause war and suffering can also bring peace and stability in the region by acting as a deterrent and a bargaining chip. Hence, you have to do that. You have to do that. Because the United States doing this, the international law is, you have a right under international law to do that. There's no laws that prevent you from not developing a nuclear weapon. That's completely legal. You can do that, right? You can completely do that. The United States and Russia have the two largest armaments in the world for nuclear warheads. And we got what? We got us preaching another country so they don't get toppled like the United States did with aiding rebels in the region of Syria, Libya, and Afghanistan and Iraq. So we toppled 4 governments, and you're going to tell me on top of that, they also wanted, they had an unreasonable demand by Jared Kushner. Remember, Jared Kushner took $2 billion from the Saudi Arabian government. Yes, the same Saudi Arabian government that actually killed an American and Saudi dual citizen reporter, Jamal Khashoggi. Yeah, and dismembered his body. Yeah, those same people. He took money from the Saudi prince, $2 billion. Look that up. That's a real article. That really happened. $2 billion from the Saudi government. Yep. But he's negotiating with Iran. Yeah. Totally not a conflict of interest where Iran and Saudi Arabia are at arms against each other. They're fighting proxy wars against each other with Iran backing Hezbollah. Like, conflict of interest, like this whole regime, this whole fucking government, it's a fucking joke. They're fucking incompetent. They're completely fucking morons. They're fucking idiots. You got a guy that was talking about snorting lines of coke off a fucking toilet seat and shit, and saying it's, just dumb shit. Just this is RFK Jr. This is a fucking joke. You got another one that can't even hold a gun. It's almost, aimed right at the fucking guy's head in another video. Christy Nome. Fucking clowns. They're fucking clowns. Got the other guy that's in the Epstein files. Fucking pedophile of state. It's embarrassing. It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. All the fucking voters, you're no different than them. You're a fucking idiot too. You're incompetent and you're a mouth breather. But yeah, they are, it's embarrassing. This is the laughingstock of the world. Just creating forever wars. Democrat got us out of forever wars. Republicans put us back in. Nothing changes. Tired of this shit. I'll never be Republican. Cannot stand Republicans. And then in this recent fucking debacle here, you have both Democrats and Republicans basically saying the same thing. Oh, that was a good attack. That was a good attack. But what was the Democratic response? Well, that was a good attack, but keep us brief next time. Let us know ahead of time. What? You're not a Democrat. I want to primary your fucking ass. I want to primary every single Democrat that fucking approves of this fucking despot and fucking primary your ass. You guys are an embarrassment to the Democratic Party, its voters, its values, its principles. You're a fucking disgrace. You're a fucking disgrace. Any Democrat that's in favor of this, you're a fucking disgrace. Chuck Schumer, step down. Hakeem Jeffries of the Senate Democrats, step the fuck down. Step the fuck down. Of House Democrats, step the fuck down. You guys are an embarrassment. DNC leadership, step the fuck down. You're a fucking embarrassment. You guys are a moderate Republican. That's what you are. You're dinos. You're Democrats in name only. That's what you fucking are. You fucking vote with Trump 50% of the fucking time. You suck. You suck. That's why you guys got beat by Trump in 2016 and you got beat by Trump in 2024. You fucking suck. Go to the left, you whoop his ass. Go to the left, you whoop his ass. Stop fucking doing this fucking bullshit, both sidesism, CNN bullshit. Oh, there's both sides. They both have equal points. No, they don't. One wants a war. One wants to fucking redo the roads and bridges and fucking infrastructure and have single-payer healthcare. Fuck off with that shit. There's no both sides to the shit. One wants to keep the forever wars going and protect the Epstein class. The other one wants to redo the fucking roads and bridges. Fuck out of here with that both sidesism shit. Bullshit. Stop trying to fucking compromise with these freaks. They're not compromisable. They're shit. They are fascists, they're Nazis, they're war criminals, they're freaks. Don't compromise. Don't compromise. You fight, you fight, you fight. You fight tooth and nail for every fucking vote. You don't take AI PAC money, and you fight. You fight, 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 fight. And you fight against Democrats, too. You fight against those Democrats that fucking agree with Republicans 3/4 of the time. You tell them, go fuck yourself, we're gonna primary your ass. We're gonna primary your fucking ass. You go to the left, you whoop their ass. Look at Zoran Mondani. He did it. He went to the left of corporate Democrat, Andrew Cuomo, and whooped his ass by double digits in New York City, okay? It can be done. It can be done. And you know what? They're going to say all the socialism, communism bullshit. Let them say that while we're redoing the fucking roads, increasing taxes on the wealthy, lowering fucking prescription drug prices. Let them say all that shit. Redo the fucking roads and bridges. Let's make America actually better. Better than it's ever been before. Fuck them what they say. They want to talk about trans fucking shooters? Go ahead. Cool. We're gonna talk about bringing down gun violence in this country. You know, white males that are the predominant shooters in mass shootings. We're gonna bring that shit down. We're gonna implement red flag laws. Yes, you still have right to guns, but if your mental state is compromised, we don't want that person to have a gun. Because people have a right to public safety in this country. People have a right to live. Ask those 44,000 Americans last year. Did those people have a right to fucking live? That's Vietnam. That's the entirety of the Vietnam War. In all of its years of the Vietnam War, dead every single year in America by gun violence. That includes homicides, mass shootings, suicides, accidental gun discharges, all of that combined. Every year. And since 1999, we've had over 880,000 Americans dead from gun violence. Don't fucking tell me you're pro-life. Shove it up your ass. You don't give a fuck about those 44,000. In fact, I think it was last year was 46,000 something Americans killed by gun violence. You don't give a fuck about those people dying. You don't give a fuck about those people dying. And you know what? For the vast majority of those gun deaths, of those people dying, are from suicides. And if you take that gun away, maybe some of those people still might die from other ways of suicide. But guess what? You take that gun away, you have a chance to save a lot of those lives and get them the help that they need and to fucking make this world a better fucking place. So that you only have one fucking life and you got to improve these people's lives. They don't give a fuck about that. Because the real reason why Republicans are for the guns is the gun manufacturing industry and the NRA money contributions that go to the Republican Party. That's why. It's not about your actual liberties. It's about the fucking gun manufacturing industry and the kickbacks that they get from the National Rifle Association deregulating already lax gun laws in America. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's not about civil liberties. It's about fucking money and power and campaign contributions to Republicans around you, in your local districts, in your states, and on the federal level. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. But anyways, crazy. You know, so Democrats, you got to primary these Democrats. You got to primary these Democrats. And anybody that lives around me, and if you're voting in local elections this November, you got to find out who's the progressive, vote for the progressive. Don't vote for the moderate Democrats if you're voting in a Democratic election, or Democratic primary, don't ever vote for the moderates. They literally take tons of corporate money. They fuck you over. They don't give a fuck about their actual people. They're just a dino. They're just a Democrat in name only. They're really just a moderate Republican. Okay? They're shit. They're garbage. They will keep the status quo going. They're a Hillary Clinton 2.0. That's what they are. Okay? They're a Hillary Clinton 2.0. Fight, fight, fight. Primary their ass. Find out who's the progressive in your congressional district, in your state, in your local elections, and vote for the progressive. That's the only way that you're going to fucking whoop their ass come November. That's the only way we're going to flip this Congress. We're going to make it all blue, and nothing gets done for this administration. None of this shit will go through. That's the only way. That's the only way. And that is the way to truly make America great again. That's a fact. Peace.